I've spent many years of my adult life working for an organization who part of their responsibility is to call out climate change deniers and to debunk their claims. And one of the most common claims that you see coming from climate change deniers is that these climate scientists, the people out there warning us that we're destroying the planet, they're only in it for personal gain. That is something that apparently some deniers actually believe, that scientists are greedy enough to only think that we need to act to save the planet because they think somehow it's going to put more money in their pocket. And this is not something that used to happen. This is something that has literally happened within the last week. You've had Rick Santorum on CNN say that the reality is that a lot of these scientists are driven by the money that they receive. And of course, they don't receive money from corporations and Exxon and the like. This is CNN, again, had Tom DeLay, the former Republican House Majority Leader. He said the report is nothing more than a rehash of age-old 10 to 20-year assumptions made by scientists that get paid to further the politics of global warming. Now, the New York Times, an outlet that's actually given a major platform to plenty of climate change denialists, even in recent weeks, they did a fact check on all of this and explained that no, scientists really don't get any more money whatsoever by telling us that we're burning down the planet. In fact, in many instances, they end up losing money because, as Dr. Catherine Hayhoe pointed out, they didn't get paid for working on this climate assessment that just came out. They did it for free. They did it because they care. And so they have to devote their own time and their own resources to it, which is time and resources that could be devoted to something else, maybe, hell, even a side job, maybe teaching an additional class, maybe writing a book, things that would bring them in money. But instead, they chose to work for free on the climate assessment because it's so important to the future of the United States and to humanity itself. And you have these idiot Republicans out there saying that scientists are in it for the money. Now, you know who's in it for the money? The politicians who choose to do nothing, taking money from fossil fuel interests. Those are the people who are in it for the money. Scientists who write papers for Exxon saying that no, climate change isn't real. They write papers for Americans for Prosperity and the Koch brothers and the Heritage Foundation. They're the ones who are in it for the money. And they're all getting paid by fossil fuel companies in one way or another. That's another thing I learned working for years, debunking climate change deniers. You follow that thread long enough, you look at the funding of these think tanks, you will always land right back on the fossil fuel companies every time, 100% of the time. Scientists have nothing to gain unless you count a cleaner planet, a better planet, a healthier planet as something to gain. The only one who's in it for the money are the politicians who choose to continue to do nothing about the problem, and those biostitute scientists who are willing to say anything the fossil fuel industry wants them to say if it means they get a few dollars out of the deal.